AP Human Geography Unit 3 is called Cultural Patterns and Processes. This unit explores how people create, share, and change culture across space. In geography, culture means the shared beliefs, behaviors, languages, customs, foods, clothing, arts, and traditions of a group of people. Culture helps explain why places look different and why people live in certain ways. Geographers study culture by asking how it begins, how it spreads, and how it changes over time. One major topic in Unit 3 is the idea of cultural traits. A cultural trait is a single element of culture, such as eating rice, speaking Spanish, or celebrating Diwali. Many related traits together form a cultural complex, like a religion or a holiday tradition. A region where people share similar culture is called a cultural region. For example, Latin America is often seen as a cultural region because many countries share Spanish or Portuguese language, Roman Catholic history, and related traditions. Culture often begins in a hearth, which is the place where an idea, innovation, or tradition starts. From there, culture spreads through diffusion, the movement of ideas or practices from one place to another. There are several kinds of diffusion. Relocation diffusion happens when people move and bring culture with them, such as immigrants bringing foods or religions to new countries. Expansion diffusion happens when an idea spreads outward from its source while staying strong there. Expansion diffusion includes hierarchical diffusion, where ideas spread from powerful people or cities downward, and contagious diffusion, where ideas spread quickly from person to person. A modern example is a dance trend spreading through social media. Language is one of the most important topics in Unit 3. A language is a system of communication using sounds, symbols, or writing. The world has thousands of languages, but some are spoken by many more people than others. A language family is a group of related languages with a common ancestor. The largest language family is Indo-European, which includes English, Spanish, Hindi, Russian, and many others. Other important families include Sino-Tibetan, Afro-Asiatic, and Niger-Congo. Within language families are branches and groups. For example, English belongs to the Germanic branch of Indo-European. Geographers also study why languages spread. Lingua franca refers to a common language used between people who speak different native languages. English is a major global lingua franca today because of trade, science, media, and technology. A language that disappears is considered an extinct language. Many small indigenous languages are endangered because younger generations shift to larger dominant languages. Another key concept is dialect, a regional variation of a language with its own pronunciation or vocabulary. For example, English spoken in Texas, London, and Australia may sound different. An isogloss is a boundary line that separates areas with different language features. Language can show migration patterns, history, and identity. Religion is another major section of Unit 3. A religion is a belief system about spiritual questions, moral values, and meaning in life. Religions influence landscapes, laws, holidays, and daily life. Religions are often grouped into two broad categories: universalizing religions and ethnic religions. Universalizing religions seek converts and aim to spread worldwide. The three largest are Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism. Christianity began in the Middle East and spread globally through missionaries, trade, and colonization. Islam began on the Arabian Peninsula and spread through trade networks, conquest, and cultural exchange. Buddhism began in South Asia and spread into East and Southeast Asia. Ethnic religions are closely tied to one ethnic group or place and usually do not seek converts. Examples include Hinduism, Judaism, Shinto, and many indigenous belief systems. Hinduism is strongly connected to India. Judaism has a long historical connection to the land of Israel and Jewish communities around the world. Religion affects the cultural landscape. The cultural landscape is the visible human impact on the land. Churches, mosques, temples, cemeteries, shrines, and sacred rivers are examples. A city skyline with church steeples or mosque minarets reflects cultural geography. Religious values can also shape food rules, clothing, calendars, and political debates. Geographers also study sacred space, places believed to have spiritual importance. Jerusalem is sacred to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Ganges River is sacred in Hinduism. These places often attract pilgrims, which are people traveling for religious reasons. Ethnicity is another important Unit 3 topic. Ethnicity refers to shared cultural heritage such as ancestry, language, religion, or traditions. It is different from race, which is usually based on socially created physical categories. Ethnic identity can be strong even when people live far from their homeland. For example, immigrant groups may maintain foods, festivals, and language for generations. An ethnic enclave is a neighborhood where a specific ethnic group clusters together. Examples include Chinatown or Little Italy in many cities. Enclaves can provide support, jobs, language familiarity, and cultural preservation. Over time, some groups may experience assimilation, the process of adopting the dominant culture. Others may practice acculturation, where they adopt some outside traits while keeping their own identity. Popular culture and folk culture are commonly tested concepts. Folk culture includes local traditions practiced by small groups over long periods. Examples are handmade clothing styles, local music, or traditional farming methods. Popular culture includes widespread, rapidly changing trends shared by many people, such as global music stars, fast food chains, or viral apps. Popular culture spreads quickly through technology and media, while folk culture spreads more slowly and is often tied to place. Popular culture can lead to cultural homogenization where places become more similar. Seeing the same brands, movies, and clothing styles worldwide is an example. At the same time, local groups often resist this by protecting traditions. Another key term is cultural appropriation, when elements of one culture are borrowed or used by outsiders in disrespectful or commercial ways. This can create conflict, especially when the original meaning is ignored. Throughout Unit 3, geographers focus on the question, how does culture shape space and how does space shape culture? Migration spreads language and religion. Mountains and deserts can isolate groups and preserve traditions. Cities bring people together and create new hybrid cultures. To succeed in Unit 3, remember these core themes: origin, diffusion, identity, landscape, and change. Culture begins somewhere, spreads through movement, shapes places, and constantly evolves. If you understand how language, religion, ethnicity, and popular culture connect to geography, you understand the heart of Unit 3.